Playboy's paradise. Pretty girls, fast cars. That's just a facade. Bridge separates South Beach from my Miami. The real Miami. The M-I-A. This is where we hustle. Every day I'm hustling. 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 Move yourself to think you're tripping with yes.
It's too gangster for him. It's too gangster for him. This is a different crowd that you're talking to, Scott. These people are software developers. They are not hustlers. They don't know about street life. They don't know about grinding. They know about writing code and going to Stanford and whatever other universities they go to. They ain't about that lifestyle. But I am. So I think I'm done with videos. I think I'm done with videos, man. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I felt good though, but now I feel like I can't go without making a video. I feel like I'm a creature of habit, and when I do something repeatedly and then I stop like cold turkey, I start suffering from withdrawal. And that is exactly what I feel like. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Oh, what is it? Steve McConnell? No, that's not Steve McConnell. Stephen Cohen? I don't know his name, but that was a book that I read like 7, 8 years ago, and it still has an effect on my life. You don't care about what has an effect on my life. You wanna see me talk about something software related. So let's go. Ross, no, I didn't like you when I first started listening to you, but you give me some motivation in the morning. Yeah, I like that checkered car. Yeah, that's what's up. Oh, let's go. Let's go, Ross. All right, so like, where's my leg? No, I'm not doing Legos. I'm doing healthcare. All right, so, all right. Let me silence my phone. So, I think someone commented on my blog. Anyway, let me let's go back. And the solution is loading, and I'm going to talk about some more unit testing because that's what I get off on. I'll get off on unit testing. Unit testing is my ish. I love it, and for some reason, 90% of the world believes that they don't need to because they are retards. Yes, I said that because I don't understand how you people even get away with it. How is it you got to carry business insurance to satisfy contracts, right? You have to probably carry 2 different policies. You probably pay like $70 or $100 a month to do business as a independent contractor, and you don't unit test your code. Oh, hold up, I forget. That's because the majority of people probably aren't independent contractors, so you don't have the same perspective of quality, and you don't think about getting sued. And that's probably why you don't take unit testing seriously, because you put the burden on the company that hired you. And instead of being independent, having your own corporation, and my dog is sneezing, and doing everything you can do to ensure that you don't get sued by your clients and by their clients. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. All right, let's go. Let's go. So I wrote some code a couple of days ago. I think yesterday I went without writing code. No, I probably did write code yesterday, but I know I was working on Control Comma will let me do a search for a specific property or class or something to that effect, and I had some like benefits plan that I was working on. Benefits plan view model. Alright. Yo, where you being referenced at? Shift F12 will show me the references. I said Shift F12. Yeah. That will show me the references within Visual Studio. And this is my test benefits plan. The thing is, though, I think my test currently only tests commands. Commands. Whenever you see a execute or a can execute associated to a property, more than likely that is a command. That's the signature of a command. And that is essentially all I have support for in my unit test. But this unit test is more than just executing commands. To navigate to some particular view, this unit test is also responsible for loading in some data. If I do Control ML, this should collapse. Control ML again. Oh, all right. So let's add some new tests. All right. So because what I really want to test is I want to test that oh, my dog is making weird noises. What I want to test is I want to test this load. And yeah, I guess I could just test this load. I don't really have to have hella test methods to test that various properties got loaded, because within my activities class that is leveraging this view model, it is essentially, it's essentially, I should have a benefits plan activity. Hold up. No? Benefits activity? And I have to, my dog is making demonic noises. I have to put her back in her bedroom. 1 second. And I'm back. And yeah, so I want to, this benefits activity and effective from plan coverage. That's not what I want. Hold up. That's not what I want to load. Don't I have something else in here? Plan activity. We go into load here. This looks a little bit more familiar. And in here, now I'm in the plan activity.internal. This is what I want. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to unit test this load operation on this benefits plan view model, and I just want to make sure that this summary gets some data. And that's all I really care about. All right. As long as that summary has data, I think I just need one test method. And so I'll say come on. Say test, and I say but it's singular, it's not plural. And I say I'll do back whatever that symbol is, and I say load view model, and it returns a unit. And I say assign that to, and then of course I always say setup. But my OCD is taking over because I want this to be lowercase over here. Set up. Oh yeah. All right. So now I say tab, and I say verify. Come on. And yeah. All right. And then I say hey, what does the view model require? Oh, actually, I already know what it requires because I have the declaration. Oh shoot. I have this right here. And yeah, and I'm not sure about that. what is it? Real dispatch. Higher. And then we're gonna say like view model. Come on. A little, yeah. It's a method. It's not a command, Scott. And I'm in F sharp. I'm not in C sharp. I don't need a semicolon. And then I could say view model dot summary should equal. It should be some. How do you do this? Anonymous summary. Can I do that? Of course, you're gonna have to do this right here. Oh, yeah. Is anonymous summary defined? Do I have an anonymous summary? No. Do I have something called some summary? Do I have that? No, I don't have that either. All right, so I need to define this. Within my test API, a summary. Hold up. This test. Oh, what are you complaining about? What am I doing wrong? Oh, yeah, I gotta say let. Oh, yeah, you're right. And, okay, and that looks better. And it is complaining about, what are you complaining about? View model. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Yo, why am I getting... Alright, so there's some things going on. Bracket. Yeah, that's how you do it. Let's see, that's how you do it. Why am I getting this? Is the test lowercase? Alright, I don't know. Hold up. Why am I? Oh, yeah. Because it needs to be indented. Okay. There you go. How about that? And you're happy with that. Alright, cool. Now, if I go back over here, can I get some summary? No? Anonymous summary? No. Alright, well, I'll go over here and this usage summary. Anonymous. Alright, give me 1 second. I am trying to figure something out. The summary is what? The summary is of benefits.summary option. And what I need to do is I need to this is it right here. Alright, cool. I need to change this to anonymous summary in my test API because this is my test API. And this is where I pull arbitrary values for to support my unit tests. And I changed the name of that. Yeah, and I can change this right here. And you know what? That should work, but I need it's under my mock member. And benefits plan, test API, mock member, that's up there. And why aren't you compiling? Why aren't you compiling? Do I need to just build? Will it go away? I doubt it, but it says the value constructor anonymous summary is not defined, but you are defined. I defined you in my test API. And it is building. This is me loading a view model. So all I want to do is load the view model, and yeah. All right, so I'm so smart. Yeah. All right, and that's it. So when we do a load, benefits view model, mock benefits repository. That mock benefits repository, if we go into its definition, is going to, Let's just see if it works. And Control RT will execute the test within your test class or test method within Visual Studio. And our test is running, and our test is green. That is what's up. You see the green bar here. And just to make sure that this actually got tested, just to prove, put a breakpoint there, Control RT, because we use keyboard shortcuts instead of the mouse. This is our summary, and yeah, it has some data in here. And we run that. Yeah, all right, Control and L should collapse sooner or later. That's it. And this is what our unit tests look like. Pass test, not run test. Let's run everything. And what's 5 and 7? 5 and 7 is 12, so we have 92 altogether. Is my math correct? Yeah, we got 92 total tests right here. Cool. And these are all the tests that I have. Put that back down here. And that was me writing a quick test to test the loading of data into my view model, in which that load should mutate a property on my view model called summary. And then I've pretty much verified that my summary should have some data that, or should equal my anonymous summary that I have defined in my test API. And that was a simple unit test. And why aren't you writing unit tests, right? Why aren't you having checks and balances? And that's it. This is a horrible presentation. It's not a presentation. It's just me recording me. It's me recording myself and my thought process of writing a little bit of code as I wake up this morning to get one step closer to my end goal. One task closer to for me to be a millionaire. But that's honestly how I look at things. If I can complete a task, it's one less task I have to do to complete my project, one less task I have to do to obtain financial freedom again. And I miss that lifestyle. So that's me throwing in the unit test. My OCD is taking over. I have to delete this. Okay, I feel better now. And commit. Let me commit my changes. All right, and I'll say added lube test for plan benefits test suite. Oh, at least spell sweet. Test suite. Oh, all right. That's it. Control Alt L brings me back my Solution Explorer. And that's essentially it, man. Unit tests are good, and the reason why you struggle, I'm talking to you, the reason why you struggle with unit testing, the reason why you try to validate your insecurities and your complaints about unit testing and Googling is unit test worth it, is because you lack the motivation, you lack the discipline, and you lack the professionalism to do this on your own time and to refine your practice in your bedroom or on your couch, and to take a couple days, a week, a couple weeks to really understand and really internalize testing and test automation. You have this weird sensation, that this weird belief system that you're gonna write unit tests, or you're gonna try to learn how to unit test on your employer's time, and that anytime you F up and you screw up and you end up having this unmaintainable crap that you end up having to delete because now it's slowing you down, or whatever excuse that you have, you say unit test is hard, and you say that it's not worth it, or it takes too much time, or you need your employer's permission, and you can't achieve freaking 75% code coverage. I'll strive for like over 85% code coverage. And so you convince your employer, who mandates that you unit test your code, that 60% is adequate. And you want to know why? Because you are shitty. I cuss. I don't even cuss, but yeah, that's a bad mentality to have. All right, so essentially, you need to do this on your own time, and you need to practice on your own time, right? Because this is your personal practice. This is like being a dentist or a doctor, man. You have to research on your own time before you administer on your patients, which is the client. And I don't understand why you don't have that belief system. I don't understand why you're not wired that way, but almost all of you people um, are wired that way, and you got to stop thinking that. So practice on your own time. Read books. There's like 6 or 7 billion human beings, and a fraction of that percentage they actually specialize in something, and a fraction of that actually specialize in software, and a fraction of that actually specialize in writing unit tests and test automation. So read a book on it, because there's books out here to help you. And I'm sorry I'm coming off frustrated, but I'm thinking about my last contract, and these people, they're just wired a different way, and it's sad because they're supposed to be lead developers. They're not behaving like leads, because I think to be a professional anything, you first have to be a professional student. But there's a book called Unit Test Patterns. That's the name of the book, and it's Unit Test Patterns. Yo, I'm going. Oh, why is my browser taking so long? Why is this morning so messed up? Hold up. Really? Hold up. Mm, I'm going to try to. Oh, I know why. All right. So there's this unit test patterns book, and this book is the bomb. Right? This is. I don't know about the test-driven development. I never read it. I'm scared if I read it, it's going to change the way I write tests, and I like the way I write tests. I don't want to change. Anyway, this is the book right here. This X unit test patterns. This book is the bomb. This book, when I had my first contract, and now I was hired as an SDET, I didn't know how to write a unit test, but I learned though. I learned that weekend. I was on a contract in Tampa, Florida. And they're like, Scott, our developers don't want to write unit tests, so we're going to hire you as a SDET. One of your responsibilities is to write unit tests for this system that we're building, that our developers are building. And they don't want to write tests for their code, so unfortunately, we're going to hire you to do it. And I'm like, all right. Oh, I don't know how to write a unit test, because I come from a C++ environment in which it was a legacy code, and the software was already like 12 years old, and they didn't have unit tests because the software wasn't unit testable. But you know what? I bought this book, and over the weekend I consumed like the four or 500 pages of this book. I spent my entire weekend consuming this book. I had to. I didn't have a choice. I had to float, or else I was going to sink. And, I can't afford to get fired. Y'all can afford to get fired. I can't afford to get fired, man. That's my career. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do to figure out how to do the job that they hired me to do that is in line with my passion. So, like, unit test is my passion. All right. So, anyway, that's the book. This unit test patterns. Buy it. There's a Kindle edition. And yeah, that's pretty expensive for a Kindle, but you know what? You're investing in yourself, and hell, like when you learn how to be a professional and actually test or prove that your code works, then go ahead and increase your hourly rate. Why not? You know. So this is the book. The book is the bomb. I love it. I recommend it. The author is whoever that guy is. I need glasses. I can't see who the author is because my eyesight's not good. I refuse to wear glasses or contacts. But X Unit Test Patterns, that's a book. I called that book out when I was on the .NET Rocks show. Yes, I was featured on .NET Rocks show 1215, I believe, or episode 1215. I was talking about uh, my beef with software shops and their developers refusing to test their code, and I pretty much ranted on that whole show because that's what I do. I rant. I'm a habitual complainer, and that's it. I just demonstrated an example of writing a quick unit test for loading in data and then validating that a mutable property on that view model had actually got initialized with some data, and all this was in F sharp. I did it all by myself. And is there anything else I want to talk to you about? No, I don't think there's anything else I want to talk to you about. I should be damn near done with this project. Oh yeah, I'm almost done with this solution, this healthcare app. I'll just go in summary. This application I'm building, this integration, these repositories, these are just interfaces. You notice how there's no actual repository in here. These are all interfaces, and the reason why they're interfaces, these repositories, these interfaces to repositories, is because I when I build a system, I build systems pretty much per component, and I build components in complete isolation. At least that's what I strive to do. I'm an engineer, right? So I find that a lot of shops, yeah, man, a lot of shops they tightly couple their application to a database. They tightly couple their application to some web service, like the database and the web services that they consume pretty much defines their application. I have issues with that, right? Why? Because their application is unable to work in isolation. Their application can no longer work independently of the database that they have defined, of the web services that they have defined. As much as they know design patterns and they use every single design pattern known to man, that's good that you have knowledge of it, right? But the thing is you're tightly coupling your application to to some to some specific database, right? And as long as the project gets done, I guess something is better than nothing. But wouldn't you think it's better that your application works independently of a database or some web services? Don't you think it's better that you can plug in a database, you can plug in a web service or web services? That's engineering. That is building sustainable software. That is building lasting software. So what does that mean? Right? It means that you when you build an application, maybe maybe you treat everything as minor details of the application, right? You throw that under some arbitrary integration folder, and maybe you just flesh out the domain, the domain, and you don't care about anything else. And if you actually need to get some data so you can populate some presentation, some views, some pages. Well, all right. Well, maybe you introduce this notion of a test API, and in this test API, you go ahead and you stub out or you mock some data, and you know what? This mock benefits repository, this mock claims repository, this mock profile repository, this mock providers repository, this mock account repository, this mock member repository, this mock company repository. And you define that in your test API, and within your integration, within your application, you can go ahead and within your code behind, right? You can you can reference your test API, and you can inject your repository into your view model or whatever you want to do. I know you love to say dependency injection because you learned what that is recently. You call it dependency injection. If you're in love with an IOC container, you love saying that over and over again, then fine. You can use an IOC container, whatever. But ultimately, create a test API, you create some arbitrary data in your test API, and then you pull that into your code behind, your actual UI logic. You can throw that in there. And you say, well, Scott, that's stupid. Like, this is meant to be a line of business application. This business application is actually going to be wired. It's going to depend on like real data, man. Real data coming off the wire, coming off the server. So like what are you doing? Like you can't do that. What's wrong with you? Yo, this clown, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, you're absolutely right, right? That's because I'm not worried about production right now. I'm worried about proving that my logic is correct. And when I prove that my logic is correct, then I'll introduce the production data, right? But I don't care about that right now, right? So that's when you might say, all right, when you are in a position to start wiring this up to the QA environment or to the production environment. Well, all right, fine. Control Shift A. Well, I'm not sure if that's something I introduced as a shortcut or that's an actual shortcut, but you can go ahead and say configuration. Config. Okay, yeah, configuration. And you say, I added my configuration. Control dot. Get rid of this noise. Control dot. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and say prop. This is gonna be bool. You say is integration. Yeah. And yo, I don't want to mutate my property. Just read only. Yeah. And actually private. Yeah. And what am I doing? That's private set. No, I don't even have to do private set. Hold up. And we probably want to do. Stop, Scott. Come on. We probably want to do like Steve Tor, shortcut for constructor. And you probably want to add like a bool is integration. Come on. And then you could say, you probably want to add a member too. And you could say, no, I don't. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. And then maybe you can make this property private set. Private set. Can I do this? And then you just say is integration equals this parameter value. And can I do that? Why is this thing still being? I guess so. I guess I could see this. I don't need a private set unless I'm mutating this property. And I'm mutating it after I have to assign a value to it after the class gets constructed. All right, I guess so. I guess I don't know my compiler that well. And so you create a configuration class, and you can then take this configuration class and where's my main logic at? My main activity. This main activity is up here. That's the first activity to get executed. Because I guess in Android, someone can correct me, but what's this over here? Hold up. Am I using this? What's this? Is this being used anywhere? No? It's not being used? Hold up. Control KC, comment, Boy Scout rule. Boy Scout rule? Alright. Is this being used? I guess I could have done Control Shift F12 to see if there's references. And is this being used? It is not being used, and I need to delete it. And it is being used. All right, never mind. False alarm. All right, let me go back. So I'll go to this main activity. And I could go ahead and say var config. I like spelling everything out. Configuration equals new configuration, and this integration is false. You can do it like that. And then within my main activity, I can say, I would basically say var factory, which I haven't created yet, equals, or I could say var dependencies equals new dependencies, and then I can pass in this configuration instance. This configuration instance is going to probably have some more properties in here, maybe not. Or, yeah, this is me thinking out loud. Maybe my configuration is going to give me my dependencies. And maybe I shouldn't call it configuration. Maybe I should call it dependencies. All right. Control RR gives me opportunity to rename. Call this dependencies. Yeah, you know what? I probably want to rename the file too to dependencies. All right. And rename that the variable to dependencies. And I have that. And what that's going to do, but you know what? I was right. Well, no. Because this dependency is going to, no, Scott, I'm right. This is me thinking out loud. This is me reasoning about my configuration. No, let me slow down. This dependencies ultimately needs to give me some I guess a factory, and that factory is going to generate me either some some repositories that are for QA or production, or it's going to give me repositories that are just for my testing of this application. And so notice how this is me like just reasoning with my code. And so when you do that, you can say dependencies dot. I'll probably have a global. I'll probably introduce. People say globals are bad, right? Global dot. Right now there's a dispatcher, but I'll probably have a repositories in here too. Maybe later I'll repositories. And I'll go on my global class. Yeah, globals are known to be bad, but I don't care right now. I'll probably fix it later if I need to. All right, let's see. Repositories. And I'll call this, maybe I'll call it repository factory. Repository factory. Because this is only in my application, right? This isn't used anywhere else. It's not, okay, let me start over. This is only in my integration logic. It's not business logic. And so then I could say, maybe it's not a property. Maybe I could say this equals new repository factory. This is my application logic. Maybe application logic is better than saying integration logic. Then maybe I should create this class. So I could do Control Shift A, say repository factory. And I could say this repository factory. It's probably going to take a constructor. It's going to take a config. Yeah. All right. Configuration. This might be overkill. Oh. Because I'll call that dependencies. All right. So call that dependencies. Dependencies. And I could say if dependencies dot. This dependencies is sounding a lot like a configuration again. Control RR, rename it to configuration, rename that class to configuration. And Control F12, go to definition. F2 on the actual file, name that configuration again. Configuration. And Control R, rename that configuration, rename the parameter config. I need glasses. I can't see anymore. And oh yeah, this isn't F sharp. C sharp, we have to put parentheses for conditional expression. We say if configuration dot is integration. We can say return integration return repositories integration factory factory C sharp new, and you could say if it's not that, you could just say return. Repositories test. factory. And I guess I have to put new here. I haven't created these classes yet. And I feel, and that is, what am I doing? This is inside the constructor. Yeah, so what you really want to do is prop. And maybe I don't want to do that. So object oriented, man. I don't like this. But for right now, we're going to keep it. Something tells me it should just be purely functional, this class. We'll just create a prop, call that configuration, call that configuration. So I want to get rid of that set. And yeah, do that. Let me say configuration equals configuration. And what's wrong with this? I need to rename. And that right there, that's good. So repositories factory is going to take in the configuration parameter. It's going to set the property. It probably shouldn't even be a property, man. We just probably make this a member variable. That right there. Make that a member variable. And then we can say configuration. Oh, this is already, yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, okay. That might be fine. That make it a member variable. So we don't have to expose anything. And that's probably fine like that. And then we can say public generate, and that's going to return repositories. Yeah, I got to do some more thinking about this. I'll leave it like this right here. But anyway, to make a long story short, I don't have everything figured out yet. But it's global. And this is going to take a configuration. But essentially, consider like, what is wrong with this? What is this complaint about? Unused parameter. Oh, yeah, it says it's unused because I haven't used it yet. All right, fine. Essentially, you want to like maybe consider creating a repository factory in which you pass in some type of configuration about the type of repositories you want to retrieve from it, based on if we're plugging into a QA environment or a test environment, or if we're just just doing rapid application development, and we're building this application independent of an actual database or web services. And so yeah, I know this is going to be cleaned up a lot better, but this is just off the top of my head. You say dependencies equals that, and then you can say bar factory repository equals new, hold up, equals new factory or repository factory. That's what I meant to say. And then from there, that wants the configuration. Or that wants the what is this called? That wants the dependencies. And honestly, yeah. It's called configuration. And that actually, we may not even need a configuration class. Let's just, this is me taking you through my thought process. Let's just pass within this factory the is integration. Just let that be a bool. Right? We don't need this. I don't think we need it. And bool, stop. Bool is integration. And yeah, that'll be it. So you say bool is integration equals false. It's already false because I know my compiler. And then you can say is integration equals integration. What is wrong with my keyboard? And then we can have what is wrong with my keyboard? And then over here we can say we can actually generate, and this is going to produce some type of dependencies, right? Repositories, which I haven't really created yet. Or I could just say I could generate several. I could have a method for each repository interface. That might be better. benefits repository. Use repositories, and I'd say create benefits repository. And from there we can say use a ternary operator. Let me try to see if I can use this, and I could say basically is integration. If it is integration, then well, actually I want to say is not integration because I haven't introduced the actual the real benefits repository. I only have a mock benefits repository that implements this interface. I haven't created the real one yet. So if it's not integration, then return a mock benefits repository. And else throw not implemented exception. Why did I do that? Hold up. Throw not implemented exception. Yeah. And that looks like it's legit. And when we create our real benefits repository, we're going to replace that with this. Okay. And that is it. What is this complaining about? Yeah. So we can say is integration, and we can say boss. Honestly, I don't even think we need this. That. And what else are we complaining about? What does this error say? Does not exist. And what happens to my solution? Oh, okay. Oh. This is defined in my test API using using test API. And why don't you replace this with a branch? I don't know what I had before. Yo, why is this? This is what I get for trying to be clever, man. Why aren't you working? All right, let me do this right here. If is integration, that, then say return new mock benefits repository. And else we can say else throw not implemented stop freak implemented repository. Remove unused, create. Is this already? All right, whatever. What does this error say? I thought system dot not implemented. Oh shoot. That's me being tired. Not implemented exception. I don't know. My viewers are like, yo, why is he? Why is he still complaining? Can I be used like a method? Throw new, not implemented exception. All right. It's still early, and there we go. Let's complain about something. What are you complaining about? Remove redundant else. All right, there we go. And then I could just say, now I should be able to say, get rid of these braces. Now I should be able to say, I should be able to say this. I should say, get rid of that, get rid of that. And I should be able to say, hey, if this is integration, then go ahead and return this mock benefits repository. Else throw a new not implemented exception. And you are still not compiling. Why? So if it's not integration, Should do that. And it's complaining about this over here. Invalid token throw. You're not gonna let me use this exception in here. All right. I don't want to use null. All right, fine. Let's go. Nah, this is fine right now. All right. So anyway, we do that, and this is integration is false. And that's cool. And let's pay attention. It said they want this to be read only. I agree with you. They say that some method is not being used. You're right now. And this casting, that's resolved. This casting over here, that's resolved. And then we go, all right, cool. So we went ahead and created a factory, which is essentially going to basically let us flip a switch so that when we're in the QA environment or production environment, we can go ahead and actually deliver or generate the right dependencies. These dependencies are going to be responsible for actually hitting a web server for web services. And yeah, and this is going to be ultimately through leveraging our repositories that we have, right? Our repository interfaces. Right now, we're building this application completely independent of a database or a web server, and we're leveraging the repository pattern to basically provide that for us. And so our repository pattern is going to rely on various repository interfaces, such as iBenefits repository, iClaims repository, etc. And this factory is going to say, hey, which mode are we in? Are we like in the QA environment or production environment? And so then I'm going to give you the real repositories, the repositories that are actually going to query from a database, that are going to hit some web server. Else, if we're not in integration and we're just in test mode, then we are going to basically just generate some mock repositories. And that's essentially what we're doing right here. And so, yeah, that's it. I still have a error that's saying, hey, this the get benefits repository of this factory isn't being called anywhere, and that's fine because we're going to use it later. But that's essentially it. This builds right now, and maybe later in another video, because I think this video ran way too long. I'll show you how to leverage that. Maybe not the next video, but let me go ahead and commit this and added a repositories factory. Yule. And that's pretty much it. That's it. I didn't mean to take you out here too long. I don't prepare for any of these, man. But what I am doing is I'm taking you through my thought process. And it's still early in the morning out here. But I hope that helped for people that aren't hip to unit testing, people aren't hip to design patterns. If you could take away anything from this, in the very beginning of the video, I demonstrated how to write a unit test. And for the rest of the video, I took you through my thought process of creating a mechanism, implementing some support for basically establishing the type of dependencies that your application is going to use. And if you're a craftsman, if you build the components of a system in complete isolation of external systems that it's going to be leveraging in production, which I think is a smart thing because you want to test the components of the system in isolation so that they're not tightly coupled. That's a smart thing to do. Then I showed you an example of providing that infrastructure. I struggled a little bit, but that's okay. That's it. All right, I'm out. My name is Scott Nimrod. I'm available for hire and employers. I do test automation. I do application development, both mobile and WPF, and I'm available for hire. And I can also teach your your employees a thing or two. If they're not the level that you want them to be in regards to being diligent and proving that their code works before QA gets a hold of it. And that's it. So yeah, I've been going like I think 4 or 5 days of pumping out these YouTube videos, and I didn't feel like doing it today, but I still muscled through it because I was feeling strange if I didn't do it, and that's it. So hey, I'm out. It's Sunday morning, and I'm gonna get on my bike. I'm gonna get on my motorcycle, and I'm gonna be out. So that's it. Adios, te veo a ratito. Yeah.